looking at the present times, when there is a great turmoil, when the entire humanity is facing a great threat, when people are talking about the possibility of nuclear war, when Russia and Ukraine are fighting, while China is becoming so very assertive, when the OPEC nations are talking about their own interest, when the inflation is rising, when idea of nationalism is becoming strong, we once again need to go back in time and seek inspiration from none other but our own Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore and his ideas of internationalism. While reading about Gurudev's idea of internationalism, I came across a line which reads, "There is great need to apply today the ideology of Rabindranath Tagore in the reconstruction of human society on moral, ethical, cultural and spiritual foundations for a non-violent society." Don't you think we need a same society today itself, more than any time in the past? He himself was a witness to the time immediately preceding World War I and the time between the two world wars. Yes, it was the most turbulent time witnessed by the human race, but today again we are moving in the same direction. His ideas perhaps can bring home the thought processes for mutual cooperation, coexistence, harmony and happiness. Now when we talk about his ideas, we need to understand what exactly he was thinking about and how exactly he was expressing himself about this idea of internationalism. So while we try to know about him, Gurudev Tagore was a humanist. He believed that this human existence is very important, and this human existence is basically the core of the entire idea of, be it economy, polity, society. He was a prophet of love, sympathy, fellow feelings and cooperation. He was not in favor of competition. There should be competition, which should be a healthy competition, but there should not be a destructive competition. We should all have the feeling of cooperation with each other. This is what exactly he emphasized upon. His humanism was based on spiritual foundations, something like what we read in the idea of Vasudev Kutumbakam. We all are one. We all have the same, origin. We all believe in that one supreme God. Then from where this idea of animosity, enmity or destruction come? This was something that baffles the mind of Gurudev as it baffles your and my mind. The transcendental, he believed that God lives in man. So when every man is an incarnation or basically a representation of God, then how can there be a conflict between various parts of God? Tagore said, "The supreme truth of life is not merely to live, but also to know our existence and realize the self through love and sympathy with others." That exactly what the idea of humanism for Tagore was. Hence, it is essential that the growth of a balanced and well integrated personality of the child is to be promoted, and move should be made towards the achievement of ultimate goal of life. What is the ultimate goal of life? It is love, sympathy towards others. Now that is why he emphasized so much on a new idea of education, which he started through his Shanti Niketan, right? So that from the very start, from the very childhood, a child should be groomed in one such way that for him the idea of universalism, cooperation, love, sympathy, welfare must become more important rather than the ideas of destruction or the ideas of competition or the ideas of greed should at any point of time become important for any person while he grows up, he or she grows up. So Tagore's humanism led him to universalism. Humanism to universalism, like when everyone is from the same origin, from the same God, we have the same beliefs, we have the same needs, then why should there be competition? Why shouldn't there be cooperation? And this idea leads to his ideas from humanism to universalism, and that is basically his ideas of internationalism instead of nationalism. For me, it is not me who is important, for me it is everyone who is important. And when it is everyone who is important, why it is only my country that is important, why it is not the entire humanity, the global civilization or the global village that is important for us? That is what he was trying to emphasize upon, right? It is more like the philosophy of Guru Nanak Dev Ji as well, where he is emphasizing on the facts like Sarbat da Pala. It is like the good of all. I should not be asking for my good or my welfare, I should be praying to the divine for the welfare of all. And when I ask the welfare of all, am I not the part of that all, that entirety? And when I know that I am part of that entirety, that means any sort of misfortune, any sort of destruction that may befall on this human civilization will also affect me. Then how can I just think about me, my family, my locality, my city, my village, my state, my nation? Why can't it be my world? Why can't it be the fellow human being, the fellow human race? This is what Gurudev was trying to make us understand. Tagore wanted to break all the geographical, social, political and cultural barriers. There shouldn't be any barriers stopping the interaction between the human race, making them feel as if all are one, right? Then in the international field, the first momentous event was the outbreak of First World War in 1914, when Tagore had already started his Shanti Niketan, the ashram school, for more than 13 years, and he warned that what caused this war? The war was caused by the demons of nationalism, my nation, characterized by the imperialistic greed of wealth, this greed of wealth, the lust of power, who wants to be more powerful, selfish materialism, mad competition and ruthless cruelty perpetuated on the weak, exploited and the vanquished nations of the world. Now from these ideas emerged Gurudev's logic of universalism or internationalism. I hope today we once again drive home a beautiful lesson from a beautiful soul, a wonderful personality like Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. And these are the times in which we need to once again look towards these ideas, try to imbibe them and let this human race not just rest in peace, let it please survive in peace. Thank you very much.